Hello and welcome. It's Leon Street here. And if you've been watching my recent update, you'll know that I've been publishing and notifying you guys about a free script that I wanted to release. And especially if you're a coach doing free coaching or free strategy or free one-to-one calls. And usually coaches, business coaches, life coaches, career transformation, many number of different type of service-based coaches use these calls as a way to actually give value ahead of time. So offering it for free, like a taster session, right? Now, if this is you and you're offering these types of calls and you want to take the people that take you up on these calls and turn them from being warm leads into hot prospects and then clients, then this video is for you. What I'm going to do is take you through my reverse strategy call method. It's what you can see on the screen right now. It's a worksheet / script, and it's a script that I use. So if ever you do offer those types of calls where you do this kind of like a 30-minute or 15-minute free call, I know a lot of coaches who do 60 and 90 minutes because they don't know how to keep the agenda on track and how to, pull people back in, prospects, when they're speaking to them. But if that's you right now and you want to be able to use it as part of your conversion mechanism to move people along the sales pipeline from being like a warm lead to being a hot prospect, meaning that people get to spend valuable time with you, but you don't give away all your secrets, where the person has been on the call with you and then goes away and doesn't want to find out anything more about you because you've given them all the secrets. Now, if that's you, I want to show you how to restructure your free coaching or strategy calls, your discovery calls, so that you get an understanding of what the difference is with these calls. And I'm going to give you a quick breakdown, and then I'm going to take you through the actual script. I'm not going to cover everything because you can probably see the worksheet on the screen right now. And if you do want a copy of the worksheet, just comment below this video with the word strategy call, and I'll make sure that I come back to you and send you a link to get the free PDF worksheet and script, and that way you can tailor it to your own coaching business. So let me get into this first. Now, if you've been in our business and life coaches community, our free group that we have on Facebook, you'll probably have seen an article, or maybe you're on LinkedIn, you'll have seen an article that we published, I think it was yesterday, which talks about my own failure with sales calls and how I used to fail miserably with sales calls. Because of me, I didn't understand that there was at least 3 different types of calls. And you can probably say that there may be more, but I like to focus on 3. And I'm going to take you through what the 3 are. And then that way you'll understand how you can use the script that I'm about to share with you in your own business to get clients. So the first one is the free coaching session. Now, a lot of people use it as a way to show or demonstrate their skills and ability about, around their ability to solve the problem that your prospect has. So some people call it a free strategy call, a free coaching session, a one-to-one call, something like that. Some people even say discovery call. Now, for me, if you're offering a free strategy session, it means that you're going to give away a free strategy, right? The key is to have a clear agenda of how you give away key points of what the person needs to know, but not actually go into exactly how they're going to roll it out. And this is where most coaches get mixed up, even consultants who do this. So if you're offering a free coaching session, I refer to those as strategy calls, right? The next type of call that you're going to have usually is the call that follows that call, which is called a triage call. I call it a super qualifier call because you qualify the person. Qualifier calls usually last around about 15 minutes, and literally that's all you're doing. You're speaking to a hot prospect and you're qualifying if you guys are a fit for one another. And if you are a fit, that means that they qualify for the closing call. Now, sometimes if the person has time and you have time during that qualifier call, it can transition straight into closing. But usually what I do and I teach my clients to do is to take a second call. This will be the 3rd call in order if you offered the free coaching session to begin with, right? The strategy call. So you've got the strategy call, the triage call, and then the final one is the closing call. Some people don't like the term closing, but I'm a bit old school about my approach to where sales comes from. With me, sales is all about 2 people walking a path of mutual agreement, and therefore you close the deal, but you open the relationship, right? So whatever language you want to use. So there's 3 types of calls there. What I'm going to focus on is if you give away free taster sessions, like a free coaching call, a strategy call, or whatever you call it. If you give 15, 30-minute calls away for free, which allows you to speak to more people and convert them into hot prospects and clients. So here we go. If you got any questions before I go into the main script, guys, please remember just to ask questions below this video, and I'll come back and answer those questions individually and make sure that I answer them fully. So I'm just going to put on the screen as well, if I can just move this over here. If you do want a copy of this worksheet, the reverse strategy call worksheet, you can see at the bottom of the screen, it says just there, comment strategy call below to get the free worksheet, literally. So make a comment below this video, what you're seeing right now, if you see it on LinkedIn or you see it in our Facebook group, the words strategy call, and I'll make sure you get the free link. So anyway, let's get into this. Remember, any questions, drop them below the video. So in the worksheet, this is what you're going to find. So hopefully you should be seeing the worksheet on screen. I'm going to make it a bit bigger so you can see exactly what it is, and I'm going to take that off on the moment. So I should be small in the bottom corner. And we're going to use these next 7 minutes or so to go through this. So in the worksheet, you're going to find instructions on how to use the worksheet. So if I go down, it explains how you can implement it as part of your free and paid strategy call strategy. The other thing is to give you an understanding of what you're actually doing when you offer free coaching or strategy calls. It's all about value. It's not about selling. And I'm purposeful in that sense. There is selling happening, but it's not the main thing that you're doing where the prospect feels like you're selling. You're providing value, which means you're inadvertently showing how good you are, how good the service is. So therefore you are selling, but not direct selling. It's all about value driven first, right? And it should be. So I talk about that in the worksheet. So there is some instructions, but the strategy call, and the reason why I call it the reverse strategy call, it's very simple. The reverse strategy call method is so that you don't waste time giving these free coaching sessions or strategy calls away, right? Because that happens a lot. People jump on the calls. I hear coaches literally every week. I speak to coaches trying to make an extra 20 to 100K a month. And they're like, yeah, I'm speaking to so many people, but I do get a lot of people who just disappear or ghost me. Like, this method will help you to overcome that. So where people speak to you, they want to speak to you on the next call, right? They want to find out about your services, whereas you're not selling on this call, you're providing value. So what you may be thinking, there's going to be some obvious questions, and I answer those questions, which is, how do I come across genuine? How do I qualify prospects without sounding like I'm qualifying them? How do I get people to answer more difficult questions? Well, because this script is all about adding value and giving value, you'll find the answers. And I'm not going to go into all of it. All I'm going to do is tell you why I call it the reverse strategy call method. And as it says on the screen, the reason I call it the reverse method is because the approach is totally the opposite to what a lot of coaches do on strategy calls, which is they kind of use it as bait and switch. They give a bit of value and then they start pitching and trying to push people into buying their coaching program. The reverse strategy call method doesn't do that, but you end up with more clients, right, than doing it the other way. So anyway, let's go into the structure of the script. And as I said, guys, if you got any questions, just let me know. If you want a copy of this script, just comment below this video with the phrase strategy call, and I'll send you the free link to get this PDF. So it's very simple. The reverse strategy call method, there's 3 parts. You have rapport, which includes welcoming people to the call, showing that there's no risk, and the agenda, what you've got planned for them. Part 2 is called value, where you talk about the situation, their goals, their problems, what they need to be doing. You seed in how you can help, and you confirm. And then the final piece is you transition. The next step, your offer and how they can get more help, right? So you're not going to sell on the call, but you're going to show them and signpost them on how they get the next steps, which is really cool. So now we're moving into preparation. There is a bit of preparation. I share this with all my clients. When it comes to selling or interacting with your clients, I would always advise you that before you get onto any sales call is that you have to change your state. You have to come onto that call with a smile on your face and be ready to serve and honor the person. Yeah. And I say that because so many coaches I come across, so many coaches I come across where they don't realize that how they show up, their energy and the emotions and feelings that they bring to that call influence how that prospect perceives them. And so it's always important to show up right. But here's the script, guys. So remember, if you want a free copy of the script, and I am going to zoom in on different parts here, you can see this is the welcome part. We're going to get into rapport, and I'm going to break that down in a second. The point I want to get to is if you want a copy of this script, remember, comment below this video with the word strategy call and it's yours. I've used this script time and time again, and it's helped me do literally over 6 figures just from this particular method, as well as what we do in addition in my business as well, but this particular method. So the first thing is rapport. So when you welcome somebody to the call, let's say you're on Zoom or even on a normal traditional phone call, you're going to say, hey, whatever their name is, and then you're going to say, it's Leon here. I've got you booked in my calendar for 30 minutes, 15 minutes, whatever length you offer your strategy calls at. Is that right? And then you're going to say, my job is really simple. And then you're going to go into what it is that you're here for today. And they already know what they're there for because they will have already requested, obviously, to join you on this free strategy call where you made an offer somewhere on social media or in an ad. And so the next part is no risk. This is to reduce the feeling of risk and help them to lower their guard. So what you're going to say is, before we get started, I just want to let you know I won't be pitching or selling anything today, which is great. And it will just help put them at ease. That's what you want. The next thing is the agenda. And what you're going to talk through is, what are the rules? What are the things you're going to discuss? So here's what we'll be covering today in our 15-minute call and our 30-minute call. So for instance, usually on a 30-minute call, what I usually say is, what we're going to do in the next 30 minutes is cover the top 3 problems that you've already told me that you had. So when they booked in, they had to fill in a booking form, like a questionnaire, mini questionnaire, and they've already told me what the key problems that they want to fix. So I'll just tell them we'll spend the time on looking at the problem, where they are, where they want to be, and what my recommendations are. And that's my approach. And that way it gives them an idea of the agenda. So then what you're going to do is move into value. So this is after you've done that, we're moving into value. We're going into current situations. So what you want to know is, tell me about your business. If you're a business coach, you'd say to the business owner, tell me about your business. If you're a life coach, you'd say to the person on the call, tell me about your life, right? And so you're going to dig into who, what, where, and how. That's it. You're going to find out a bit of information with them. And then you're going to move into goal. So then you're going to say, and what's your goal in the next 90 days, in the next 12 months, in the next however long is important to you with the solutions that you would normally offer people when it comes to them buying, right? Now you're going to have an idea of their goals and their vision. And then you're going to dig into problems. Tell me more about the top 3 problems and let me know what needs fixing. So the 3 problems they will have filled in on the booking form, that's where you now dig into the problems. And this is where you're really going to get the rapport built. You're going to get the feeling from the prospect that you actually listen and take time and understand them. And then we're going to move on to the second part of value. And I hope this is making sense. Remember, guys, if you have any questions about this script, drop them below this video in a comment and I'll come back and answer them personally. So the next part of value is simply what you can do. So now here's what you can do. So for each problem that they had, you give them practical steps on what they can do, but you're not going to be able to answer everything, right? Because it's only 15 or 30 minutes, but you're going to give them enough for them to understand, this is perhaps what I can look into. And that's what you want to do. So it's just not in depth how to, it's enough, which may be low level how to, a few things that they may perhaps need to look at. And maybe as you're progressing, what you're going to do is this, you're going to drop clues that lead to your services. So what you're going to say is, this is a method that I use with my clients in my blah, blah, blah program. So you're not selling, but you're now making them aware. You're seeding the fact that you have solutions and they're going to become aware. And the whole point is that you're able to dig in and you're subconsciously telling people, we've solved this with clients and this is what we do in our particular method or on our particular program. But you're not going into the program, here's the price and you should buy and blah, blah, blah. No. And so you do that, you seed and you go through what they can do over each of their problems that they've shared with you. Now you're going to go to, after each time you've shared a solution for each problem that they have, you're going to confirm, does that make sense? Does that make sense? Is that something that you can use? And the cool thing about that is what you're doing is building up rapport when you share that part of the script on the call. And people are going to give you feedback. Your prospects are going to give you feedback and you're going to know that you're on track with what you're doing and what you're offering. And then once you've done that, you're going to move into the final stage, which is transition. And this is the important stage, guys. So with the transition, next step. And so what happens now, you're on the call, you've gone over the 3 problems, you've given solutions, you've given value, they're telling you that it makes sense. And what you're going to go to is next steps. What happens next? So based on what I've shared, has that been useful? So you're going to ask them. So you're checking in again. Would you like to know more about how I help people like you? And of course they're going to say yes, because if you've given value and they've been saying this makes sense and they've been giving you positive signals, they'll want to know what the next natural step is to make that happen, right? So then you're going to transition to, for instance, my Vortex program or whatever the name of your program is, your coaching program, is where I help fix the kind of marketing problems you're experiencing with my support, right? Great. So at that point, what you're going to do is you're going to say, well, after the call, I can send you details and you send them a link to your offer. And then you then follow up with them, as it says here, follow up. And then you're simply going to find out, are you in or are you out to discuss this further? And that's it, guys. This is how you run successful free coaching or strategy sessions. And if you go through this, guys, you'll see how you can get further help if you do want further help around this. But here's the thing that I want to share with you, and I'll just come back to full screen for the moment. If you do offer free coaching sessions and strategy sessions as part of the way that you attract or convert leads to prospects to clients, this is a really simple but very powerful method you can use. If you want a copy of this script, remember, just comment below this video with the words strategy call, and I'll reach out to you and send you a link to the PDF as well as this walkthrough video, which will be on the same page. So you'll get the free training. But the final piece that I want to share with you guys is there is no harm in offering free coaching sessions so long as you know that actually what you're doing is simply digging deeper and giving the first steps in what they need to be aware of. You're not going to give them your very best training in that 30 minutes, in that 15 minutes. And there's no way that you should be extending it to something like a 60 or 90-minute call, because they're not a paying client. They're not a paying client at that point. Sorry. And so the point that I want to get to, guys, is this is very powerful. It gets me and my team on phone calls with coaches every week by offering free strategy calls. And we only offer a limited number. Why is that important? We keep our ear to the ground so we know what's going on in the industry. We hear constantly about objections, which allows us to create new solutions, allows us to modify our message, modify our offers, and therefore it allows us to continue to evolve with what the market's doing. And when we don't want to offer free strategy sessions or coaching sessions, we don't, right? But when we open up the doors and slots in our calendar, it really is a powerful method that you can use. And especially if you want to add in an extra 10, 20, 30K per month to your business, maybe even more if you've got a high ticket coaching program. Hope you found that useful, guys. It's Leon Street. So today we've covered the reverse strategy call method. And remember, if you want a copy of the script and the worksheet that I've gone through today, just comment below this video, wherever you see it, with the word strategy call, and you'll get a free copy. Take care, and I'll catch you soon. Bye-bye.